get raccooned on the fucking highway on the 85.
Right.
Oh, okay. Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now rocking with the Homeboy Etiquette podcast. It's your main man over here at the 5280Q. The Q stands for Kang the Conqueror. Passing off to my motherfucking partner in crime, the arc reactor himself.
Yo, this is Kemet the Raw representing Homeboy Etiquette here on YouTube and Twitch. Also representing KMT Games and KMT Productions here on YouTube, Twitch, and now TikTok. This is I believe this is pretty much going to be a continuation from last week's conversation. So I think there's a couple other ways that we can interpret it as well, but I'm going to pass it back to Kang the Conqueror here so you can get into our topic for today.
Topic for today is, where do you go from now? So if you're listening right now, I'd like to give a shout out to Aaron Clary. He dropped his book called The Man You Out Time here. And we sitting there at the last week. What was the topic? Basically, you just got tired of the relationships and some shit like that. And where the relationships ended, and then you're free. As a man, you're free. That shit ended. You are now motherfucking free. Free. Not a free thing. You're free. And then you sitting there now like, damn, what do I do from here on out? That's how relationships are. And this shit don't work out really like that. That's the person I planned on this shit working out for it in the long run. And this shit didn't work out. What do from now on? Because I have to admit, after my breakup, is like it was a fucking sense of like some nigga took the goddamn gravity machine off of Goku, nigga. I ride on Namek, nigga, threw open the doors on side, nigga. The air hit my face. I was like, God damn. Hey, nigga, where the fuck is Krillin and Gohan? Let me roll over there. Nigga, Berto and Jason just like, I was just smacking the shit out of motherfuckers like all quick and like, nigga, I ain't even struggling.
Yeah, man, and that's how it feels a lot of the time. Unfortunately, getting out of relationships sometimes it's like you have a weight that comes off of your shoulders.
Like, God damn, why the fuck is that?
You've been training it 100 times Earth's gravity, bro. So as soon as that weight ain't on you, you can run faster, jump higher, punch harder, like all of that.
Like, I think if they were to hear this, it'd be like, what weight was really placed on you? Like, all your bullshit.
Yeah, bro.
It's like, look, I could have carried that load for a long time as long as the effort was fucking worth it. In my case, if I was, treated well, treated importantly like that. But it's like, if you're on a team, right? You're on a team, you at an auto mechanic shop, you just get there, you just learn this shit, right? And all they doing is just have you pass tools and just stand there. And it's been weeks in, months in, and all you doing is just passing tools and shit. Maybe even by the year end, all you doing is just passing tools and just getting lunch like that. You don't feel like an important integral part of the goddamn team because you ain't really carrying your goddamn weight or doing your shit over there and something like that. Or even if you are carrying your weight, but other people getting rewarded for this shit, it's like you feel like you unappreciated in this motherfucker. And then when you feel underappreciated enough, goddamn it, you got goddamn balls, cojones, or fucking stones on you, boy. And at this point, you better pull the motherfucking plug, get the fuck out of there, and go somewhere else.
Yeah, and
or be on your own.
Yeah, because that kind of goes into one of the main reasons why people leave jobs in the first place is not feeling appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't take a lot. A little bit goes a long way, man. I've felt like that in several jobs because as soon as I start a job, I have the mentality like I have to prove something. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna bust ass and I'm gonna be better than all of you. And I wind up doing that, and then what winds up happening is if it's a bad job, the manager winds up being like, this motherfucker is working extra hard. He's doing the work of 3 people. I can just not hire as many people and just put it on that guy.
And but if you put it on me, pay me.
Yeah,
give me my just dues. Because if not, motherfucker, I'm this is what I would do. I'll be like, I'm gonna make sure your ass depends on me heavily. And then at that point, then I'm gonna leave the company, go to your rival, and I'm gonna put you out of business.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting pretty close to the place where I work now. You know what I mean? Because the first couple of years, I was doing crazy work. I was helping train people, all type of stuff. And then they started promoting people ahead of me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this is some racist ass bullshit. You know what I mean? Because I'm the only one of 2 black guys in our entire fucking team. And then the other guy, he was he'd been working in the field for over 20 years type shit. So he was grandfathered in but I'm over here just pulling mad weight, and then like there are people that I helped train that they gave promotions to before me.
Oh,
You
but
know
there's
what
a
I'm
saying
saying?
at work, like, say, don't be too good at what you do because then you never be promoted. Because at that point, you'd be like, I can't replace him at this position, but I can. Now that I know that he got this position unlocked, I can rehire somebody else for this position, promote somebody else at this position right here, and see how they do there. Because if he got that shit unlocked on level 1, I can move somebody else up to level 2 because he can handle the absence of that person from level 1 as I move him up to level 2. Maybe that level 2 motherfucker could be the same way he is down there. It's like that saying. It goes, you promote people to their to their incompetence, till they're incompetent. Like they get promoted, they excel. They get promoted, they excel. They get promoted, they start fucking up and failing, and they're just incompetent, and then that's where they stay.
Well, it turns out that like, which I've talked to some other employees here at this company as well. I still work there. I did finally get promoted and all that, but it turned out that it came down to who you know. You know what I mean? Like if you were super cool with like upper management and developing these relationships, then they'll promote you. You know, and then so when I got a manager change, the current manager that I was with, he got switched out, and then a new one got put in, and I was already like cool with the guy before he was promoted to manager, and then so I came to him just like, bro, like, where's my promotion? You know what I mean? And then he actually finally put the word in for me. I got the promotion, got paid way more money, and all that type of stuff. But it came down to like the relationship. You know what I mean? And other people have talked about that too. Like there's like in clubs in the job. You
Right,
like
where you
little
just like
circles.
anti-social, just keep your head down, mouth
No.
shut.
No, man. No, like because I was the one training niggas, so like I couldn't be like that even if I wanted to. Like I'm always friendly. I'm talking to everybody in the office, and it was more just like the manager that I was under at that time. I don't know why he just wasn't fucking with me like that. Like it wasn't any real reason. It's not like I was like I was doing the work of like 3-4 people. So it's like why are you like keeping me down type of thing? And like
Does it seem like it was keeping me down, but it's just more of just like, I mean, do they have promotion quotas? Like they only have like so many amount of people to promote to a damn position because companies from the top, like looking in from your position, looking it up like that, and then when you're looking at something from the top down as a guy, it's like fuck, only got. It's like in the service, like in the service, it's like there was like a guy that's been in this high up E8, E9 position for years, right? And this motherfucker refuses to retire. And that kind of locks up promotions all throughout the whole fucking service like that. But when one of the motherfuckers finally retire, that shit opens up so many fucking things for promotions and meet quotas and shit like that. And it's like, all right, bitches, you get promoted, you get promoted, you get to get promoted, you get to get promoted.
no,
Until somebody else locks up the goddamn board and the promotions are slowed down.
it's based on there's a certain amount for each spot. So for example, we were okay. So for example, like they're basically like as soon as I started that job, like I was only a few months in, and then I started like talking to like upper management, like in our support group, like okay, what do I need to do to get promoted?
Hey,
Like,
but how do you talk to me? You talk to me just like upper management? Do you just talk to me to see him at the water bowl? What's up, Ted? How you doing? Like shoes.
No, like we were people. We gone out to the bar with each other and shit. You know what I mean? Like so, like it was like I literally was just like, you know, what do I do to get promoted? And the first guy I asked, he was just like, yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, don't worry about that. Just do your job, and you'll be all right. And then
Wait. I think that's a definitely inappropriate question to ask somebody else who went out. Like, what do you do? Okay, well, it's not in a management mentorship role. Yes, ask what do you do to be promoted, but not at a social event, team building event like that.
it was at work.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
that's better. But if it's like with my supervisors, like something's like, yeah, so you get up to level 3, second is like dot. It's like, all right, cool. But
Like they didn't give me any information. And what would happen is like a level 2 position would get posted and nobody would say anything to me. But then they would literally be going and telling the people that they wanted to promote ahead of me. They would tell them, put your name in for this position and you'll get promoted. They promoted like 3 people ahead of me like that.
Wait. There should be a promotion board, so the job should be on the board. So it can't not be on the board and you tell somebody prior beforehand. That's the thing that happened at the last company I was with. Like that, motherfuckers was just pissed off. The shit always will get around it. Good luck keeping secrets, bitches.
Yeah, no, like that's exactly what they did. They're just like, hey, like this position's about to be posted. Like they told these people, and in fact, this is how I found out that like it was on some sneaky shit because those two people they fucked with me. You know what I mean? Because like we're all cool,
Yeah.
but their managers had told them, hey, the level 2 position is open.
Wait, was their manager your manager?
One of them shared a manager with me, and then one person shared a different manager. But we're in the same team.
So okay, it wasn't your direct manager.
Yeah, my direct manager also told someone else.
Oh well, shit, man. Good thing your friends told you about it. Put your application in for that shit.
Yeah, no, it was too late because they basically like we wound up having a conversation after they had already applied for it, and they basically had like gotten the job on the spot, and like so,
Ooh,
and then
is
yeah,
it's not what the fuck is that? It's not nepotism, is it? Is it nepotism?
I can't. I can look it up, but yeah, like that's pretty much what happened with that. And then they're just like, hey, like if anybody's supposed to be getting promoted, then you should have been promoted first. Like, yeah, like you put your name in for the application, right? And I'm like, no, nobody told me that a level 2 position was getting available.
Wait,
like
was it on a job board?
What do you mean job board?
Sometimes you got to keep the eye on the fucking job board. I'll be sitting there at my computer sometimes. Actually, that's a goddamn lie. I'll be like, I don't give a shit. Just pay me my overtime and my double time on my 7th day. I'm fucking chilling.
The practice amongst those in power or influence of favoring relatives or friends. Yeah, it's nepotism.
Yeah, nepotism. It's really, it's natural.
Yeah, well, that's rampant at the company I work at.
It's natural as all hell. It's like for my job, some people were hired because they knew somebody like that. And then I remember one of our friends, big, tall, 6'3" nigga, loves talking shit. Everybody, he pisses people off like that. He's sitting there talking about interviewing for a job out here. So he's supposed to crash with me. And then, but he was like, hey, man, that's shit. I can get a job. I can get a job at your job. And I was like, you don't have the like, even if I wanted to, you really don't have the qualifications for it like that. But neither did one of my guys at my job does. But this month, actually, he does. He does qualify due to if you add up his total background because his family owned a hardware store. He does woodworking and shit like that. And when he came in, that motherfucker, honestly, like he was a more of a theater guy. But him as a worker, colleague, like that motherfucker's excellent. Like I'm like, we work on something together and he's taking point on it. I'm like, what do you need me to do? Because I don't need to step on your toes. You already figuring out a plan for this shit like this. It's gonna get done either way it goes. I'm not trying to be like I can do it better, but like that. But with our friend, is he doesn't have that background because we tried it up at my last job before to get my job there, but his background, his experience does not constitute to what is required and needed. And so it's just like you don't share that, you don't have that background for it. This is your background, this is your whole work history here. And it's nowhere near doing what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, yeah, like so for example, they're just like, yeah, like, you know, you should be getting this position or whatever. Like I don't know why they couldn't tell you. And because at that point I was already doing the work of like a level 3. You know what I mean? And that was like 2.5 years ago. Like, and I'm a 2 right now. And so that's what let me know that like
if you get to do what you want to do.
What's that?
I mean, usually in a position like that, if you can do the work like that, and you got the connections of knowing people like that, I was like, shit, I gotta show up this motherfucker 40 minutes late. Shut the fuck up.
And that's what I was doing that because I was feeling slighted. You know, like, but eventually, you know, they pulled me to the office. They're like, oh, you're having trouble getting into work and all this. And I'm just like, oh yeah, you know, I don't get a lot of sleep, blah blah blah. But
I didn't tell them directly.
Yeah, no, like because at that point it's just like once you get pulled into the office, it's like you choose your words wisely, otherwise you get fired. So
I'm like, fine, here it goes, right here. If you're willing enough to hire me here, and I've been here this damn long and doing this much amount of work, and I got this business background, somebody else is willing to hire me also with that same background, even though they're starting out, and they're willing to probably pay me just a little bit more. Not a lot more, but maybe even a lot more, but just a little bit more. And I'll be like, look, I do the work I do this. Look at my track record. You can keep track of all the shit that I've done and how much work that I do over here. And this I do. And yet this person got hired. I mean, got promoted before me, and they got told about the position before I did like that. So yes, I'm kind of feeling a type of way over here, and that's why I'm coming in late. Because at this point, I can come in late and I can still do the same amount of work that they do, and not 2 to 3 times more than they do it better, and get better results for it. So at this point, yeah, I think I'm feeling entitled to coming in whenever the fuck I feel like it.
Yeah, well,
And then, but I was like, "What, you gonna do? Fire me? Peace. Go find somewhere else to work."
yeah, well, good luck when you have fucking bills, bro. Like I wasn't in a position to put my dick on the table. So like,
Oh,
so I pretty much had to deal with it. But then once that manager left, and then we got a new one, like that's one of the first things that came to him from. And like I did explain the situation, and he was just like, okay, well I'm gonna put in the word for you. Like I know the work that you do and all that type of stuff. And because he actually put the word in for me, that's how I was able to get the promotion.
I mean, it was good because motherfucker kept his goddamn word.
Yeah.
Even though it's like it seems like our compatriots are not going to be joining us into this one.
Well, this sometime between 6:50 and 7. You know,
All right.
so you never know.
Well, shit, but in this aspect right here, it's like, okay, what we can transition that over to relationship. What if a relationship is like a job, right? So you did a job. It is a job.
What are you talking about?
And you did a fucking terrific job. You did your job. You did your part of the job like a motherfucker. You provided, you protected, professed, and all that shit Steve Harvey fucking said. I mean, people give Steve Harvey shit, but he was like provide, protect, profess. I mean, yeah, that was true. Provide, protect, profess. And yeah, that was a fucking job. You came in and you did your goddamn job. Then she didn't appreciate you doing your job. She didn't do her part. And then at that point, you were like, I'm doing my part in this team and in this job. And you're not doing your part.
Yeah, I've had those conversations.
And how many of those conversations?
Yeah, they're
Okay, they're in.
anyway.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, I see him. Oh, was Atlas?
Yo.
Hey, what's up, man?
Was Atlas?
Uh,
That nigga clapping cheeks right now or something? Because that grin says on his face, nigga's probably in the wrong clapping cheeks.
what?
Nothing.
Never. In that manner. Either way, neither here nor there. I think he's grabbing his.
Nigga not on earth for some shit.
All right, so hey, come on, bring me up to what's going on. What's
All right.
going on?
Well, go ahead and introduce yourself. We already did our intro. So.
Okay, Hooligan the Builder, LJ the Glove, Peep Us Out, Pro Nova Entertainment. 360 degrees, man. It's like
60.
Right. Anyway, so here it goes right here. We're talking about we're at the point where we're about to catch you up at is like relationships is like a job, right? And then in your relationship with your last relationship, did you feel that you did your job? You feel like you did your part?
absolutely.
All right. And do you feel like your partner didn't do their part?
To a degree. I mean, she did her part
Yeah,
sometimes, but
you waffle.
yeah, like sometimes she did, but we need consistency. Even
Were you consistent?
yes,
Then that's unacceptable.
yeah.
Yeah, so like that's the same thing. Like I was about to go into mine as well. Like he just asked me the same question, and it's like I've had those conversations where it's like I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Fossil protective priest, provider. You know what I mean? Doing all that shit. And on her fucking part, you know what I mean? Like I like referring to the Kevin Samuel bare minimum list, which is fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. So
Okay, Greek muffin.
No, I know what he's talking about.
I'm like an Eggman muffin every goddamn morning.
I like my eggs Florentine.
Yeah, no, not like that, bro.
No, nothing like that. Like I'm not, Godzilla. Like fucking.
Not this chicken's cold, bitch.
Bitch.
Oh man, Killer Kung Fu bitch from the Boondocks. That shit was.
But that was some real shit. Like,
That's the thing is that like I think we probably all heard this phrase where
It seems that guys' roles are non-negotiable, and women's roles in relationships seem to always be negotiable. Because let's just say all you want her to do is, shut up, make you food, make sure the house is clean, have sex when you want to have sex,
I mean, but
and provide the soft, feminine, emotional support.
I would like to
Any one
make
of
some
those can
amendments to
fall
that.
through.
I like, look, be chill, be cool, laugh, joke, conversate. I mean, we can do separate shit like that, and then we come together and just laugh or joke, and then just don't fucking stress me out. Now make sure I keep stresses away from you, keep your stresses from me, but we can talk about things like that, and then just solve shit. And once we get solved this shit, let's get past it. Because motherfucker, we dying. I don't got time for this shit. I'm gonna die a lot sooner than you are, goddamn it. I don't got time for this goddamn arguing, secret squirrel negotiation, coded messages and shit like that. Where you tap your toe 4 times on the motherfucking floor and you tilt the spoon to the left by a 37-degree angle, and I'm supposed to interpret that shit that you pissed off.
Well, I mean, like the thing that you just listed are intangible. I at least listed tangible.
All right, Julio, what you got?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, like honestly, like, bro, if she's sharing about that shit, like, you shouldn't let it pressure you. Like, why are you tripping? Like, bro, if the spoon is at 37 degrees instead of 35, that means she's running.
She's running?
Running you. Like,
oh, no.
she's making
That was an exaggeration of an issue, but it's more like whatever was going on in her head, and then the reality was completely different.
Yeah, but we look at things logically. Like, they're not looking like that. So,
then
honestly, yeah, like whatever she sees, yeah, it's irrational to us because we're thinking logically.
And we couldn't deal with that shit, did we?
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
we cut ties.
A couple of degrees off, whatever. Fuck it. But in her mind, in the fantasy world, it's like a couple of degrees, I'm gonna die and melt and turn into acid or whatever the fuck you think.
And we cut that shit off, didn't we?
You said what?
And then we cut that shit off because, like, after a point, we couldn't deal with that shit. It was like,
yeah,
boys, the man start playing.
Yeah, like, and here's the thing though, is that like, I understand, like, I can trust a woman to be right, and I can even deal with a high level of irrational thought. I think the problem arises when
Turkey's cold, bitch.
Yeah, bitch is cold.
I was talking about her telling you the Turkey's cold.
Oh no,
slapping the shit out of you.
No, like what I mean by that is that like it becomes an issue when my life has to change or adjust because of your irrational thought.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's just say you're having a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Like, oh my God, I had a bad day of work and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I get it. Calm down. Here's what can make you feel better. Here's another way to think about it. Here's a positive way to spin the whole situation. And like, hey, yeah, we can talk our way through it, and then it's just a moment. But if like you're dreading coming home because you don't know if this bitch is gonna be fucking nuclear or not, that is a huge problem. But like where the 37-degree thing, if you put the fork in the spoon slot in the fucking plastic thing in the drawer, is that gonna be fucking DEFCON 5? Is she gonna be looking at you sideways because like you came home from a long day at work, you take a shower, you're trying to relax, she's just been at home all day, she didn't even cook, and you're just like, all right, you didn't cook, but I'm trying to clap some cheese. I'm tired. Tired from what? Hold on.
Tired from what?
I have a headache. It's just like, yeah. And I've had a headache. My arms ache, my hands ache, my joints ache.
No, I have a life ache.
The heavy.
But you know what ain't hurting? That should be my dick. Where are you?
That's the only thing that don't hurt right now, and it should be.
Yeah, that's the only thing that hurt. You need to get to work. All right.
All right, Hooligan, what you got on that, man? Like, from your life experience of being in that, and you doing, like, you putting in work like a mother, and then you just come home to 35 degrees, spoons being off kilter by like 4%, and then she just
all the
decided,
pictures in the house are turned askew.
like, nigga, what the fuck? happened
Look,
here?
if I'm coming home from work for that shit, bro, honestly, I wouldn't give 2 fucks. I like just initially, but when I wake up from after I recover from all the bullshit I've done, I'm gonna be like, yo, what were you doing this whole time? Like, were you just sitting there? Like, you staring at a wall? What the fuck is going on? Like, I thought this was a relationship, tit for tat. But yeah,
bro.
I'm coming home half dead. And
Help me!
yeah, help me. Nigga, like, help me. Nigga, like,
It was like, oh, I don't. Like, that's the story last week. I don't know, but like, I was sitting there thinking about it. I did everything I knew to do in relationships due to those who came before me and what I learned from watching them. I remember this one particular story. She had to go take grandmother out to surgery the next morning, and I remember that night it started a snowstorm, and that shit was cold. It was like single fucking digits and shit, right? So I woke up early that morning, and then she was like, "What are you doing up?" I was like, "Shit, I was trying to go warm up your car before you have to go do that shit." So I went outside, shoveled the snow from around the car, got the windows cleaned off and everything, heated the car up, started the bitch, heated the car up, and just sat there waiting and let her know that she was there and ready and shit. So, you ain't with your girl sitting outside in the fucking cold and shit, frigid degrees, shoveling shit and scraping shit. It's like, nigga, I got you because, like, nigga, this car is cold.
well, yeah, man, we the protectors and the providers. That's what we're supposed to do. But on the opposite end, they are supposed to do what they are supposed to do. You feel
It's
me?
like, I mean, one time later, she cooked. And then it was like I had this habit of if I'm not training, I'm not really hungry. I eat shit by bits and pieces. Like, I'll eat a bit and I'll put it away, store it for later. And so this was one of those periods. And then she's like, "This is why I don't cook for you no more. I mean, this is why I don't like cooking for you." Like,
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. Because like, yeah, like when you're doing all the right stuff as a guy on your end, like, and I've had to say it, like I've had to say this, we just said it, like a little bit goes a long way, man. Like truly showing some appreciation, showing some consideration. It's just like I know, like, do you know what I've never heard a woman say? Like at least to me personally, or any guy that I've ever known.
I appreciate you so
Like I know the burden that you have on your shoulders. I appreciate what you do for me. Like, and I'm going to show you how much I appreciate you. What can I do for you? I've never heard that shit. Never.
Hooligan, have you heard that shit?
I think he's on the phone.
I can see yours. Here?
You can probably hear us, but like I saw him pick up
What?
off camera.
But anyway, I mean,
Ooh,
nigga,
buddy.
they say, nigga, what are you doing? All right. Anyway, we explain that one hooligan.
Oh yeah. Like, have you? Okay, you dealt with more women than hot dinner. All right. Let me know if you've ever heard this from a woman. I know the burden that you carry on your shoulders, and I appreciate everything that you do. And I'm going to show you how much I appreciate you. Is there anything I can do for you? What do you need? Have you ever heard that?
Only
At least like 3 words of that shit put together.
Yeah. Any combination of that.
No.
Like, what do you need? A turtleneck, nigga? Turtle sandwich?
No.
Nigga.
I've heard it once.
Wait. What's the context of that?
No, your exact words.
No. Like, why did she say that?
Because I was all like, well, I mean, I'm so mean and rude because I don't feel appreciated.
Oh, you actually had to pull that out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, if you got
But no, I didn't say it like that. Like I was just like, well, I don't feel like appreciated, da da da. But she said all that extra shit that you just said. I was like, okay, well, you feel that way, but that's cool.
Yeah, but that's
You're not acting like it.
Did she end up proving it?
Unwarranted. I'm talking about like the way that she's acting is because she said it first. Like, you don't have to actually bring it up in terms of an argument or a conversation, because it shouldn't have been a conversation. She should have been volunteering that, knowing you're already doing this.
Oh, well then
That's the context that I
Well, then never. And there's a reason for that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What's the reason for that?
The reason for that, bro, you know these hoes.
Well, you heard it here, folks. All right,
And
so
then that's where we sit with the topic of the day. And like now we know that they're like that. They're all like that. Okay.
well,
Nah, that's out the window. They are all like that. They're just to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, and it's like, and you sitting there as a guy, and you know this is what it's gonna be like every time you're into a relationship, no matter how new it is, and then you know this is gonna be it is. So right now, you're in freedom zone, and then you know they about to come past you and shit like that, promote you with that same bullshit, and it's like, where do you go from now? You step back into the bullshit and learn how to exit early, or do you just like I'm gonna play Lego Star Wars? Fuck all this.
I'll be like, but I think me personally, well, no, let's
Let's
go
start
down
with
here first.
Hold on one
I
second.
have like literally no money. Like I don't know my phone.
Who the fuck is that?
Uh-oh, technical difficulty.
Well, we'll take it from here.
All right, well,
So
okay, well, I'll keep an eye out to see if he comes back, but yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, his screen is still up, but
okay. Well, he'll come back when he comes back
yeah,
by the end of the episode. So Turtle, what do you do now? Like, I mean, you know the shit. Somebody's like, maybe you had the wrong girl, and I feel like throwing something at him. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I mean, this is cut, copy, paste. I'm not anything different really than who the fuck am I different? I may have made slightly different choices and shit, but thanks to the predecessors of what? My father, my grandfather, his father before them, my uncles and shit like that. Otherwise, now, like, this whole shit has been going on for fucking millennia, and it's now our turn at the goddamn steering wheel. We are steering this shit into a fucking cliff and off a river. Okay, into a river and off the cliff. Whatever the fuck.
well, I mean, so so at first, when I really started to get a firm grasp on the situation of relationships today, I have to admit, like, I had a little bit of like red pill rage for a few weeks, where it was like I was just so angry that like all of the preconceived notions I had about women in relationships were wrong.
Yeah.
Like the way I was looking at women, treating them was wrong. What I was expecting from women was wrong. You know, like putting them on the same exact type of footing as like a dude, and like truly trying to understand that women are just not the same creature we are. They're just not.
I mean,
And like,
we got a whole. I mean, we got same species, different
Yeah.
sexes, and then we have different like. Nigga, we don't got fucking ovaries. They don't got testicles.
it's way deeper than that, and you know that.
Do they got prostates?
No, they don't have prostates.
They don't.
But, like,
Okay,
you've read
they don't
all
got
of
prostates.
Tomasi's books, man. It's way deeper than that.
I
We're
know
talking
it's-
about evolutionary differences, the hormonal differences, body differences, the way that they process information, their vision, smell, and hearing is all different. But like, it's different on a massive scale, dude.
What
And
is
like, so, especially if you're talking about a heterosexual male and a heterosexual female, the way we process the world is extremely different. And so,
we have to do something with figure out how our homosexual counterparts, and like our gay counterparts and our lesbian counterparts. It's like, fuck, but it seems like even though they go through the same shit too, except for lesbians be throwing haymakers and shit.
okay. Well, yeah, like, and so when so here's what it is. After the red pill rage died down and I started to come into acceptance, what I decided is just that, you know, female nature kind of works in my favor. In terms of
Modern times.
what's that?
In terms of modern times, the way everything else, it just definitely works out in our favor a lot more.
Yeah, like in you know, I feel for dudes who, like, you know, you may not have a lot going for them, but like you need to like improve on your fucking situation if you're having issues in that regard. Like just accepting reality, being the best man that you can be fit, get your money right, and then also like treat women accordingly, like as they are, accept it. And then when at the end of the day, if you want a family, and if you want a family and you want children, you like maybe even possibly some type of marriage or something like that, you may have to accept the possibility that you're not going to be able to find what you may be looking for in a westernized society. Is it possible? Sure. It's going to be extremely fucking difficult. And here's what put the nail in the coffin for me. My brother is I'm not gonna say her name, but he's actually dating a virgin, and he's still dealing with the pitfalls of westernized women thought in a virgin. So like a lot of dudes like to use the argument about like body count. There's science behind like how they act and all that. Well, Kamasi, he's the one who's
after a certain point, it's like pair bonding.
After 5 bodies, then the chances of them having a successful marriage start to plummet off a cliff after 5 bodies, and so.
Because damn. Like think about it as a girl. You got to remember, like, I'm not a girl here, but I was like, Dix, Larry, Jerry, Gary, Barry, Harry, Glenn.
And unfortunately, like, we know in 2022, there's a female getting a train run on her right now, and she'll have 5 bodies in a night. So it starts to tell you like the situation of society.
Let's balance out the scales. What's the counter to that? Like the opposite of that for a guy? It's like so.
There isn't. So pretty much like so.
What if it's like the counter is that it's like a guy who's 37 with no bodies?
Oh no! So if you're 37 with no bodies, then like okay, first off. Then there may be something wrong with you socially. Unless you're doing it for religious reasons. But unfortunately for you, as a 37-year-old guy who's saving yourself for religious purposes, if you're not working with the church or your religious organization to find a woman who's been doing the same, which is still going to be hard, including religion.
They're out there, but like your church got to communicate with other churches. It's just got to be like a worldwide.
It's got to be a network. And unfortunately, in the church, you get your virgins, I get my virgins, and converge together, and we can all have a happy church. Virgins are even rare in the church, and so you need to. If you're a 37-year-old virgin waiting for your wife to come around, you need to be actively working with your pastor or whatever to be able to find this woman, because if you're going to try to find some other chick out here who isn't a virgin like you, then the social skills in terms of understanding the interpersonal dynamics of an actual long-term relationship are going to elude you.
You know, like about that dialogue, I think I realized. I think I'm the reason why we got to get shot up there because I can't stop cursing.
Well, yeah, and then I'm the same way, bro. Like, but it just kind of is what it is.
Fuck you, YouTube. Okay, but that's not gonna help. But I had to let that out. But it's like if your brother's going through that same issue or the same behavior and stuff like that, even though without intercourse, sex being involved into the shit, and it's like. Nigga, fuck this shit. Nigga, flip the table over, kick the cards, stop playing the game. And it's like, where to from here on now? Like, if anything, I'm like, if this is the goddamn game, I'm like, shit, I don't have to play. I realize I don't have to fucking play this shit. That's why the topic of where do we go from here on now came on. It was like, if I never just had sex again, right? Never had an intimate relationship again with a woman. Like I'm cool with being in a friend zone, but like, because everything else in life is pretty great. Work is great, friendship's great, family's pretty great. I hope they're great. Goddamn it, we make phone calls. But it's like otherwise, not like shit is good. Like I get to fucking live. This life is short as all motherfucking hell. When you kind of think when you're at the end of it, it seems like it's short as all hell. Right now, it seems like I got a lot left in the fucking tank, and it's like I get to go kayaking on at the reservoir. I get to go skating down some fucking hills and shit. I get to fucking just go randomly play drums on the fucking street corner. I get to crack jokes with my motherfucking one of my favorite partners on the goddamn world right now. Just crack jokes and shit like that. And then like what about that? Life is pretty fucking great. Like the thing that I really wanted to be the frosting on top was just like a happy relationship, get into a happy marriage, have some happy ass kids, and just roll off to the fucking sunset and let your kids give a speech in my field like my parents were great. My father was a great man. Tell my mom they stayed married for 47 years. Like that would just been icing, but otherwise that nigga, we just got the whole fucking cake anyway. Nigga, we'll eat that shit without the fucking icing.
Well, I mean, and I guess that's like, so it's really just what are you after in life, man? Like, so I'm in a weird spot because at some point, I do want kids.
You feel nature just tugging on the strings on the inside.
Well, you know, like I spent a couple years thinking about it, and well, depending on the state of the world, I mean, because if we're about to go into some World War III type shit, then
Run it.
There's gonna be no point. But assuming that things work out for the better or improve in some way, shape, or form, then I'm a firm believer that like you live through your children. Like your like your genetic prodigy actually carries a part of you into the future.
I would like to take an opposition to that. Like genetics, yeah, but like living through your children, no, because even when your children are born, you can only see through your own eyes. You don't get to see through your eyes and click on channel 2 and see what Junior is doing. You can only see through your own eyes.
Like not like in a literal sense. I mean, like a part of me lives on. You know what I mean? Like just like a part of my dad lives on in me. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's nice, like personal, individual reasons, but like you're gonna live on anyway. Everybody lives on. This is life. This is nature. This is fucking earth. Like whether we live and then we pass, and it still goes on. Like a part of us is somewhere in a part of somebody else. Like we share parents with siblings, and that part of us is still going on. It's just like something that's not a direct influence from like us to maybe. I'm not worried about legacy. I'll take I remember what's his name? Thinking Ape had a video on legacy, and it's like I have a kid, he shares half my DNA. I have a grandkid, he has a quarter of it. That kid has a kid, he has 12.5%. And that's just if it splits down evenly down the middle. But the way fucking genetics got them worse, when you fucking it's like recessive, dominant genes like that. You don't know which of your genes are recessive, which ones are the dominant, and which ones actually get carried on into the future and some shit like that. The part of you that's in your grandkid can only be 2.5%, and that's acne.
Yeah, but that's still like, for example, you're the result of like millions of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All of them are still in you. They're all there.
They're also in everybody else at the same time.
Yeah, well, fuck them. I want a mini me.
Think about everybody that wanted a mini me.
Well, not a literal mini me, but like.
I was about to say, like, think of everybody who wanted a mini me. This nigga named Genghis rolled in your neighborhood.
Oh, Genghis. He's just like, nah, that's my kid. Yeah, like real shit. Yeah, you can tell by the guy.
Oh, you grew up in the same block as Ishmael the Bloodthirsty. Like, that's your mama? Bam, nigga, his brother, his sister. Matter of fact, nigga, you don't exist no more. Take him out.
Yeah, well, I'm also looking at it like from like kind of the Darwinism thing, where it's like with each generation, it's like I would like to contribute to a better generation. You know what I mean? And I feel like the best way to do that, besides like my normal influence, but I think that imparting the correct mindset and information into a child that can mold from the ground up, like they'll be able to maybe do better than I do, you know.
See, now just think about that. I'll hold that one to the side because I'm going to ask you, do you think anybody from the last 100, 200, 250 years since the states have been founded has, when they said, I want to contribute to a better generation, and how many of those percentage of those motherfuckers who ever thought that got to actually contribute genetically to further generations?
So according to what I understand, only 40% at best of guys reproduce.
Mm-hmm. It results in 40%, and then also.
Or no. 40% of guys never reproduce. Sorry, that like they don't have their genes passed to the next generation.
So if you could find somebody from that 40% group and just have a conversation, it's like you never had kids. It's like my steppops. He never had biological kids. It's just like, but I mean, he has us. He doesn't have us as like as a genetic legacy, but it's more of a legacy to where it was like if I had kids, I was like, his granddad nigga.
Okay. Yeah, like so the point you're making is that like information can still be passed regardless of if it's your kid or not, right?
Yeah, it can be genetic information or it can be just information and care just by directly being there as a person. But then that's like what Brittany Renner would be like his stepdad season, and any girl look at me as stepdad, I'm like, I kick your kid's sport over every fucking morning. I tell them I built that shit. I kick that shit over every fucking morning, goddamn it. Hell no,
well,
I'm not.
Like, and that's the thing is because like like I've never been like mean to kids. I'm actually pretty good with kids. But,
Me too. But I'm still kicking that fort over.
But when it comes down to it,
build it better.
I don't give a fuck about your kid, but I'm gonna love the fuck out of mine. You know what I mean? So it's like
it would kind of depend on in the case of that woman would have to be something so special as a woman. She like maybe just grow up naive, blah blah blah. Shit happens. But what's that great woman? And then you realize the talent is like she's coachable. Like she's coachable and is like, yo, you dribble up the court, you pass here, you zip here, you go here, get the pass, throw it back, set the pick, get the pass, shoot. And she execute that play on point like that. Well, she don't even got to be main scorer. But all she got to do is be the one to set the pick. I'm gonna need you to set the pick here. Okay, set the pick here, set the pick here, set the pick here, get the ball, pass, pump fake, pass, set the pick, pass, get the pass, cut in the middle, go. And it's like, and she can follow that fucking playbook like that. It's like cool. It's like, all right. I think there's some women out there like that, but then those women are gonna have to find that guy that's willing to coach it like that. Because I have somebody like that's trying to get me like that. And it's like, hey, I mean, you're good. I'm a good woman, but like I'm a stallion in this mother not bag. Like I'm over this motherfucking Roman and shit. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You want me to come into your stable? Fuck that.
Oh, you're talking about she has a kid.
Oh no, she
yeah. I mean, like no offense to the single mothers out here, but I can't take a single mother seriously.
It's like it's really like the cost of your freedom. Like think about how much freedom you have right now. You got a passport, right?
Yep.
You can, if you wanted to get in your car, you wanted just to drive to Wyoming for no fucking reason other than it's just 7:15 you woke up.
Yeah.
All right, and then you in Wyoming, you decided you were about to come back, but you're like, no, let me go see what New Mexico is like. No, let me go to the opposite other side of Colorado and go visit New Mexico just for no reason, right? And what's stopping you from doing
that? Work schedule.
I mean, outside that, this is all like you got a 3-day, 4-day. It's all the time. You're gonna be back.
Yeah,
it's like you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about any issues. You don't have to worry about like some damn kid going, "You ain't my daddy."
Yeah, no, like the reason why I can't see myself investing into a single mother is because straight up, I'm not going to be a couple. I mean, it's essentially what you're doing is putting your resources and time into some other nigga's balls, and like I'm just not interested.
See, I don't think about it like that. Like,
well, I do because I'm taking care of the mom, and I have to look at this nigga in the face every day. All I see is this ball slapping action every time I see this kid's face, and then I have to maybe deal with the fucking father from time to time, and they're connected forever because of this nigga, and like so it's just I dealt with. I tried playing stepdaddy once.
I like how it's a white kid named Charlie. You like this nigga?
Yeah. I don't care. Like it could be a girl. This nigga, like this nigga right here. All I imagine is another dude fucking this girl who I'm supposed to be trying to date, and I just see it. And he shot up the club, and then now I have to look at some product of some dude's balls, and I have to pay for it. No. Like hell no.
I'll take it in a different way. I see it. I'm like, look, if it doesn't encroach on my freedom, it's like anything. I come around, hang out, laugh, and joke with you. The kid can be there. We can laugh, joke, and stuff like that. And he's just, or he, she, they, whatever the fuck. It's like just go along, get along, and we can just all produce happy memories like that. Hell yeah, that'd be fucking great. It'd be like it's like as long as we can just produce happy memories, no stress, anything like that. And then I put a battery in the back, and it allows me to come home to something like that. But if I got to deal with fucking resistance, I like my shit free flowing, man. I like my shit free, my life free flowing, no stress like that. I ain't got no fucking wrinkles in my head. I'm 31 years old.
That's not
I'm
possible
laughing and
because
joking.
The needs of the kid will come up.
Oh no, needs will be taken care of. Just don't fuck it. Like if I tell you to do, I'm saying that we buy a house. I'm like, cut the grass. I don't want to cut the grass. Knock on the door. Hey baby, you in the bathroom? Yeah, I'm in the bathroom. We gonna need to get busy making a new bed. Do that one out the window. Got me fucked up.
You tell her that she has to go because your kid won't listen.
Yeah, no. If you can listen and pay attention to instruction, I got you back. I'm not about to try to leave you fucked up situation because if you come into my goddamn household, coming from like people look at me and see the kids coming out of this household and be like, they're not biological kids, but those kids are in this household and those kids are respectful, considerate people, strong, like strong-minded, oriented, and also independent people like that. And good people. Then I can be like, yeah, I'm that. These kids just like baby's kids. Oh, them niggas out the window.
Well, maybe you're a better man than me because I tried it and that's an experience I never want to do. But
I'm about to bust.
All right, so I'll say one thing, like one anecdotal evidence, because I was a step kid and then I didn't bring. Okay, I brought my stepdad stressed one time because I was trying to save his ass. My crazy ass mother, like nigga, come on, nigga, run, get out of here. I appreciate you. Get the fuck out. Run, save yourself, save your fucking self. And then he kept coming back, and I was like, all right, cool. But anyway, from here on, if anything, like to really get the subject matter that we really wanted to get here because we tend to get sidetracked, check out Aaron Clary's The Manual. But otherwise than that, this is Homeboy Etiquette, your main man at the 5280Q. Q stands for Kane the Conqueror, passed off my motherfucking partner in crime, the arc reactor himself.
Yo, this is Kenneth the Rob representing Homeboy Etiquette here on YouTube and Twitch. Also representing KMT Productions and KMT Productions here on YouTube and Twitch, also TikTok. If you guys have any suggestions about any subjects you want us to talk about in your make sure to leave that in the comments down below. If you haven't already, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and the bell notification icon. Make sure that's turned on from YouTube specifically. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And we'd like you all, thank you for stopping by. And just remember at the end of that episode,
I'm about to bust.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all. Homeboy Etiquette out. Peace.